Assemblymember Mays. Juan Morales.
Here.
Jeremy Smith.
Here.
Ana Lasso.
Present.
Gail Miller.
Here. Great, thank you. We have a quorum, and pursuant to Assembly Bill 361, we're conducting this meeting by way of Zoom. Hi, Assemblymember Mays, thanks for joining us. It is also being physically webcast from the West Sacramento 707 3rd Street. If anyone wants to provide public comment in person, please use the following guidelines for the meeting. All participants will be muted during the meeting. If any board member or the public wants to make a comment, please use the raise hand feature, which is in the reactions button of your app. If you're calling into the meeting and not using Zoom, unfortunately, you will not be able to provide public comment. And before we start, I also want to thank Assemblymember Cunningham and Senator Roth for their remarkable service. They're no longer on the board. We're thrilled to welcome Assemblymember Mays, and we will welcome at our next meeting Senator Laird. So really appreciate you being here. And obviously, Assemblymember Mays, you already know how phenomenal the staff is at the Office of Public School Construction. So this will be one of the best things you do, I have no doubt. So welcome. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate it. And our first order of business is approval of the minutes from September 22nd. May we have a motion, please?
O'Donnell moves.
Thanks, Mr. O'Donnell. I'll second. Oh, great. Thank you, Mr. Morales. Is there any objection to a unanimous roll call for the minutes?
But if I can just abstain, just because I wasn't there at that meeting.
Absolutely. So one abstention.
I don't think I was there at that meeting either. This is Jeremy.
Were you not there? Okay.
Oh, he was.
Why don't we go ahead and take a roll call vote then, Ms. Jones, just so we make sure we get it correct.
Okay, great. Senator Leyva.
Aye.
Assemblymember O'Donnell.
Aye.
Assemblymember. Okay, Juan Morales.
Aye.
Ana Lasso.
Aye.
Gail Miller.
Aye.
Unfortunately, that's only 5 aye votes. Does not pass.
Yeah. So, Mr. Smith, you are a member of the board, so you actually can vote even though you weren't present for the meeting.
Okay.
How do you?
Aye.
Thank you. Great. Thank you very much. Those the minutes are adopted. And now we'll move to the executive officer statement, please, Ms. Silverman.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, we're excited about giving some updates today, and one of them is related to the stakeholder meetings that we've been having. And so that relates to, I call the extended full day kinder program. So our last meeting we held was on October 12th. And just to share with the board, we've actually had a lot of feedback and input from the public and stakeholders. So we're really thrilled about that. And we were actually able to incorporate a lot of that feedback into that proposed item. So it also encapsulates the proposed regulation change, form changes, you name it. We've got a lot of feedback. So it's great that we wanted to share. We had almost 200 participants in the 3 stakeholder meetings. So that's great news that we're getting great feedback from everyone. The second thing I wanted to share is a facility inspection tool. I know there's lots of folks waiting for that update. And so we're happy to share that we'll have our first stakeholder meeting on November 30th. So that's exciting for us. And so we'll take that forward. And again, we anticipate additional meetings. So look for us on a Zoom meeting for that first stakeholder input for facility inspection tool. And again, that will be November 30th from 4 to 6 p.m. And then, of course, we wanted to highlight great news related to the fall bond sale. And it's actually tucked in the action item in your board agenda. So the apportionments, as we say, from the fall bond sale, we have nearly $755 million to provide districts and those unfunded approvals cash. So again, with the action today, we'll take 248 projects forward and they can access the program cash. And just want to remind districts that in order to access your program cash, you have to come into our office with the fund release request, the grant agreement executed, and additionally contracts associated with those projects. And there's timelines associated with those accessing program cash. We have until January 25th of 2022 to advise us whether or not you are accessing the cache. And if folks don't have that ability to do so, you may have one strike if you haven't already turned away the cache at one point in time. And it's the second occurrence results into a withdrawal of your application and your grant approval. So again, we've been doing phenomenal in this area. So mostly all the cash has been dispersed. So we want to hit that record again. And so by January 25th, let's come get our cash. So the next update we wanted to share is the virtual training series. We actually had one more training series since our last board meeting, and we wanted to highlight the grant agreements are now an online product. So this is exciting for folks, and we had over 120 signed up, but we had 90 participants yesterday. But don't worry, if you missed that training, you have an opportunity to view that training on our virtual series on our website and our YouTube page. So we're excited about having this as an online product. Our next item we wanted to announce is a substantial progress and expenditure report virtual training. This too will be an online product. And again, what a great opportunity for us to streamline our efforts and continue to have a paperless process. And again, we are looking forward to our next training, which is November 2nd from 10 to 11:30. And we actually had about 120 signed up so far. So again, we're looking forward to have some folks participate in that process. And again, if you missed out on this opportunity, you can watch us on the virtual series page. And again, we have completed, as of Tuesday, all our virtual training series for 2021, but more announcements to come next year. So looking forward to having a broader announcement in this area. So thank you all for participating in this training series. And then our next meeting is December 7th at 2:00.
Thank you, Ms. Silverman. Any questions? Amazing work as always. Any public comment? Seeing none, we will move on to the consent calendar. Ms. Silverman, I know you
Consent
spoke.
agenda is ready for your approval.
Great, thank you very much. Any questions on the consent agenda? Any public comments? Seeing none, may we have a motion on the consent agenda, please?
Motion to approve?
Moved.
Thank you. I didn't hear, it was moved by O'Donnell and seconded by
It
Senator
wasn't me,
Leyva.
but-
Thank you, Senator. Ms. Jones, can we go ahead and call the roll, please?
Yes. Senator Leyva,
Aye.
Assemblymember O'Donnell,
Aye.
Assemblymember Mays,
Aye.
Juan Morales,
Aye.
Jeremy Smith,
Aye.
Ana Lasso,
Aye.
Gail Miller.
Aye, the consent agenda is approved. Ms. Silverman, on the financial reports, please.
Yeah, the financial reports, we wanted to highlight on page 92 that we released $2.3 million in cash last month. So again, that's great news in September. And we also wanted to highlight in the status of funds, and that's on page 94 and 95. With your approval in the consent agenda, there was nearly $54 million in project approvals this month. So again, really busy here. So it's great news that we have additional unfunded approvals moving forward. And that takes care of the financials.
Thank you very much, and fantastic that we're taking advantage of the favorable bond sales too. So thank you for that. Any public comments? Any questions for Ms. Silverman? Seeing no, we have two action items. The first by Ms. Silverman is the priority funding, please.
Yeah, on page 113, we wanted to share with the board again our opportunity to bring these bond sales forward with these previously unfunded projects. So to that extent, the certifications came in to participate in this venue. With respectfully, we received the certifications on May 12th, and they closed June 10th. So those certifications are valid from July 1st through December 31st. And again, we are able to activate these projects as a result of the bond sales. And again, I just share with you, again, just highlighting that we're asking the board to approve these items and remind folks that with the cash being available, they have to, again, submit the certifications as necessary and agreements, as I shared with you earlier. And again, the goal is to have this information in our office by January 25th of 2022. And at this point, I'm asking the board to approve recommendations 1 and 2 to approve the apportionments for the projects as shown as Attachment B for the amount of $754.9 million, and declare that all applications received with the apportionments are subject to the new construction grant adjustments pursuant to Education Code 17072.11B and are not considered full and final until the board has made the adjustments. To that extent, we're asking for the approval.
Great, thank you very much. And I think everyone hopefully on the Zoom knows that January 25th is the deadline, so don't miss it. Any questions for the board? Any questions from the board, I should say? Any public comment? Seeing none, may we have a motion, please, to approve the Priority School Facility Program funding apportionments?
So
Moved.
Thank you. Moved by Senator Leyva, seconded by Mr. O'Donnell. Ms. Jones, will you call the roll for us, please?
Yes. Senator Leyva,
Aye.
Assemblymember O'Donnell.
Aye.
Thank you. Assemblymember Mays,
Aye.
Juan Morales,
Aye.
Jeremy Smith,
Aye.
Ana Lasso,
Aye.
Gail Miller.
Aye, thank you. The apportionments are approved, and that's fantastic news. Finally, our last action item is also Ms. Silverman, the proposed regulations for the school facility program for the repayment of funds for financial hardships.
Yeah, so we wanted to highlight today that the proposed regulation amendments, and that starts on page 408. And since 1998, we had a statute in place that provided districts the ability to ask for an extension request if they are enduring physical distress, meaning they're going to be negative certification or a positive certification, where in the case where they can't pay their obligations timely. So to that extent, there has been circumstances where districts are seeking beyond the 5-year term as it is in statute. So to that extent, we're happy to share that AB 130 Chapter 44 was adopted and signed by the governor, and so it's enacted. And to that extent, we want to conform these changes from a 5-year repayment to a 20-year repayment. And so that is also changed in the proposed regulations, and also acknowledge that the proposed regulations only are for projects funded out of the 2006 and 2016 state school facility funds. And again, that only applies to those projects funded during that bond initiative. So we're presenting right now at this time the regulations for your approval. And also, we also want to highlight that in the past, we actually have taken to the board, and it requires board action, at least 4 districts who asked for an extension of time. So to this extent, this provides additional flexibility when districts are having physical distress, and at this time we're asking the board to approve the attachment B for the proposed regulation and authorize the executive officer to submit the regulations on a normal regulation time track.
Great, thank you very much. And I think this is a great change, and I'm really happy we're improving the program ahead of hopefully future bond sales and a future bond. Any questions, any public comment? Seeing no public comment and no questions, may we have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thanks, Senator Leyva.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Ms. Jones, will you call the roll?
Yes. Senator Leyva,
Aye.
Assemblymember O'Donnell,
Aye.
Assemblymember Mays,
Aye.
Juan Morales,
Aye.
Jeremy Smith,
Aye.
Ana Lasso,
Aye.
Gail Miller.
Aye, those regulations are approved. Finally, will you let us know about the 3-month projected workload, Ms. Silverman?
Yeah, just wanted to share with the board the 3-month projected workload, and that carries us to February, believe it or not, of 2022. And then we also have the appeals log. So wasn't sure if we had any questions.
Great, thank you. Any questions? So, Mr. Mays, you'll always see both sort of what's upcoming, but also all those appeals. I'm sure the staff told you for anything where folks want to come to the board and appeal directly to the members. Any questions on that? Any public comment? Seeing none, thank you very much, everyone, and the meeting is adjourned. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm very grateful to all of you, especially OPSC. Take care.